Looking car in it going through the corner.
Welcome along, everyone. What was it like, that experience, jumping into your first race?
It's been my life ever since I can remember.
Look, it really was unbelievable.
I think it's awesome.
Just go out there and give it your all every time. And
when you're young and you get in your old man superstock and you wreck it, I mean, it's pretty cool.
Craig Booker with the big smile. He is the voice that's behind what you get to hear every Sunday night.
Give it the hoot, Nanny. Look at that field. Doesn't it look fantastic?
Evening, everyone. Welcome along to your Wednesday fix. Continues on with the course where we left off last week. It's all about helping one NZ Asher Rees get to the World Stock Car Finals. It's in the shed. Kokpit with Kinser and my good friend there, Bumper Run Booker. You hear him on the Sunday with our awesome E-Series that was recently held at Beachlands. But he's here with us with a big grin on his face. Hey, Books, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's been a great day here in the beautiful sunny Hawke's Bay. We can say that today instead of having rain all the bloody time. But yeah, it's been good. It's exciting. The E-Series has been pretty exciting stuff as well too, isn't it? I mean, it's been action packed. If people have been following that, they would have seen some great racing, some great fun. You know, it really has been an awesome series so far up to date, and these real drivers have come up to speed real quick, mate. Real bloody quick, you know. So yeah, she's been full on. It's been some real battles and fun. It's been quite good to watch. But another where were we last week? Otago, was it?
Beachlands, yeah. Beachlands,
so mate, the results for that. Let's go through some of the results for that.
Yeah, okay. Coming in third, as you said, real drivers, double weekends actually. He's been on the podium. Todd Hemingway come home third. Second was Shane Hawkins. Hawkins got in there even with a bit of a slight injury. He's still driving, but got home there second on the podium. And Evan Tyler went away with the Capital RC 2023 Superstock E-Series, the Otago champs. So that's the top three there. Then, of course, something we incorporated into the night was the podium for the Cougar Banger. And I thought, listen, what a name, the Cougar Banger. Third for there was myself, just cruising around the back there and just managed to get the car home on four wheels. So happy with that at third. Second, Shane Hawkins. And the winner for that, Todd Hemingway, winning out the Cougar Banger. So Todd walks away known as the Cougar Banger.
Hey, it's awesome, eh? It is awesome. We'll keep talking because I just saw Asher dropped out, but it looks like he's dropped back in again, so they might have a little bit of a technical problem just then, but we'll keep talking about it. But, mate, that series has been fantastic, and seeing more of these guys on the podium, these the real drivers get up there in the sim world is pretty exciting, mate, pretty exciting.
Mate, they've adapted to it like duck to water, to be honest with you. You know, we didn't know what we were going to expect when we put the message out there to invite real drivers. I tell you what, they've really come to the front of this. As I say, Todd features twice, obviously, in last Sunday's podium. He's already been on the podium, and yeah, it's really good. They're really pushing themselves around, getting themselves out there. They're not holding back, which is what we wanted. This is exactly how we wanted the series, because I'll tell you what, the entertainment comes to life, and you add that extra value with your commentary and everything like that, mate. You just love it. I know we are missing you out there on the track on a Sunday, and I know you slightly are starting to miss it, but I know you get back out there and you do the cars with us on a Monday. We have some fun there. But that series is all wrapped up. But yeah, it's been brilliant, mate. It's been brilliant. And commend you for your awesome commentary. You're doing a wonderful job.
Cheers,
You are,
bro.
mate. You really are.
Cheers, man. I just see old Billy son, old Jason Coley's put a comment there. Hi, Kins and Booker the bully. Talking about me on Monday night in the historic stock cars. I took out a few that night. I was quite proud of myself, to be honest. But it's all good fun, mate. You know, like at the end of the day, we race on our sim rigs. And our damage, we push the escape key. You know, these real drivers, you know, likes of Asher, that they do stuff like, if he drove like I did the other night, it'd probably be 100 grand's worth of freaking damage. And all I got to do is push an escape key, you know, so it's pretty good. But I hope people are enjoying the series so far. We've still got plenty to come. Say g'day to a few people. Tanya's with us again. Kins, Bevan, Tank, old Brad's there. Brody James has joined us. Scott Honeybone, Daniel as well.
Carl Carpenter, Rudy, Richard and Trudy's on there as well. Josh Barton, Mark Goodman's watching as well. Dave Thomas, Too Smooth or Marcus Makiha, he's on there watching as well. Yeah, Jace Coley said. Matt Pritchard, Matt, thinking of you, mate, at this time as well there,
yes,
mate. Hope things are all well with the family, Matt Pickard and all that and everything going there. Tyler Ingram, DK, Sean Kingy, we're all well, mates. Macca, yeah, Aaron's watching. This guy's better than his old man in racing. Peyton, we'll have to get Peyton online sometime soon. Troy Rusco, Muddy Goodley, Bevan Gilgore's watching. Brody Goodley's watching as well. Kylie's watching. Tyler, the list will go on because they're here to see one man.
It's all good to see everybody on too, Kins, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good to everybody here on a Wednesday night to join us to talk to let's face it, a very, very talented young man, Kins, you know, like there's not too many that have been back to back, you know, in that super stock. So should we not waste any more time and get our young fella in here, eh?
Yeah, let's bring him in. Asher Rees, and
here we go.
Let's have a chat with Ash.
Here he is.
Hey, Ash.
How's it going?
Good, mate.
Good, bro. Hey, thank you for taking some time out. I know you had a bit of an up and down day, but really appreciate your time on a Wednesday to come along and join us.
Yeah, no, thanks for taking the time to do this for me. You know, it's a big effort you guys put in, and without the support of yourselves and everyone else that's supporting us, it's not possible. So just thanks again.
Hey, mate, we're happy to do it. We love our sport, me and Kins, and we love supporting anything that's going to put our sport and us Kiwis on the world map. You know, so you heading over there and having a go is quite exciting. I think for everybody involved. I mean, we're a pretty proud nation. We want to be, and I think a lot of people feel our chances are pretty good with yourself heading over there, Asher.
Oh, hey, I'm going there to hopefully put NZ on the map. But in all, I'm just wanting an experience that I've been a part of with my father. I went there and when I was young, and I enjoyed it. Obviously, want to do the racing side of it, and hey, if we're not going to win it, I'm sure if we're in contention to take someone out of it, we sure will.
yeah. Well, I see you got your mate Mitch there too. He's over there. He did well last time, so I think the pure of yous will go very, very well.
Yeah, I will be looking for a bit of guidance. Obviously, it's a whole different league over there, and Mitch has had that jump start. So we're I am really excited to go over and do this.
What was the excitement levels like, Ash? You know, when this all came about, we had Ewan on there with us last Wednesday. And then, of course, we had the old man, Pete, on with us as well. What was it like, you know, because when we spoke with Pete a little while back, good 2 or so months ago, this wasn't even on the radar. in his mind because you're busy doing other stuff, obviously building race cars and everything else that comes along with it. What was it like when this all came about, when you and talked about it and everything like that?
Oh, it was off the radar, but it was still simmering there, and it was quite frustrating because I'd missed out on previous opportunities, obviously, with winning this and then going back to back and all that. Just obviously gave another invite, and I really didn't want to turn it down. So in the end of the day, I just bit the bullet, said I'm going, and dealt with the rest of it later. Like telling the old boy, we're busy at work, but I'm only going to do this once. I want to have a good go at it.
He'd be pretty proud of you, though, going over and having a go, though, wouldn't he, Asher? I mean, Pete's a realist. He'd be thinking, well, this is a great opportunity for you. Sure, we've got a lot going on, but you got to take those opportunities, don't you? Would he be keen on that?
Oh, I couldn't even know how to read him. He's like trying to get blood out of a rock, It's hard. You can't get anything from him. And I'm pretty sure he'd be excited and probably proud and probably a bit gutted that him and Ethan aren't coming too, Like we've all got the opportunity there with the way the season planned out for all of them as well. But work commitments obviously do take pride over it. And I've just got to do this for myself and try and put us on the map in that world final.
So what do you reckon, mate? We spoke to young Charlie a few weeks back in England there, and he talked about he couldn't believe the difference over here, like yourself and Jaden taking him out and then having that beer afterwards. Do you think he might think to himself when you're over there, it might be his turn to pay you back if he's on the track? What do you reckon?
Oh, definitely. His return shot will come. I'm expecting it, and so is probably half the world, to be fair, because, I think half of England probably stood up that night that he was taken out, and at the end of the day, it's stock cars, and that's what we love it for, Yeah,
well, he loved it. Like he couldn't believe his reaction to us was he couldn't get over how cool it was that he said to us, Asher and Jaden both took me out, and then afterwards they buy me a beer. And he said that just doesn't happen over there. So, it's...
it's a different culture over here, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, 100%, mate. It hasn't always been that way, though.
Nah, definitely not. There has been that septic time of the sport, but I think every sport goes through it, and I think over there, they're probably either going through it or that's just how it is. It's been like that for years. They don't have the same rules as us.
Yeah.
Mate, the man on the moment's just walked in behind you. Ewan, I know you can hear me, mate. Jump in for just a sec. Where are you? You're not going to get away with it and hide away for a second, mate. I can see you there. Just sneak in here for a sec. Just for a second, mate.
You stay with him, Asher.
You can stay with him, Asher. Yeah.
Well,
hey,
he's eating.
He's eating. Let him have something to eat while you talk to us. But I just want to grab you while we've got you for a few minutes. How's it been going since we caught up last week? We had a lot of people donating $1,000 here and there. We had one man offering up his pension, which I understand he sent me a message and said he's done that. How's the Give a Little page going?
Give a Little page, to be fair, stalled a bit. It's taken off again now. There's been a few cash donations that have gone in to the side of the Give a Little page, which we'll kind of update on that day of the auctions and stuff. But we're full steam ahead with getting some good gear, so we'll get that out to you guys probably, I'd say, God, I can't remember what day of the week it is now. Maybe the weekend I'll have a list of what's going to happen in terms of auction items. We've got some pretty cool stuff. So, yeah, it's I know there's quite a few, like the apparel supplier and all that. They've got to put their money in. So I'm pretty happy with how it's going so far. I think if we can get to sort of just over halfway by the time on the 12th, we should be able to smash it out of the park on the day. So looking forward to that.
Wicked. So go along and check out the Give a Little page. From memory, it's up on our Kokpit media page as well. I think Booker may have pinned it to the top there. So that's where you can give a donation. Doesn't matter what it is, small or big, it's totally up to you. It's going to help this young man represent New Zealand and have a go at the World Stock Car Finals over in the UK. And that's what we're going to be talking a bit about. So jump on there. And you touched on it basically with the apparel side of things. I'll throw it in there. Merch Pro, give them a bit of a shout out too, because they've rolled out a couple of awesome looking hoodies, t-shirts that's going to recognize obviously Asher's achievement earlier this year with the back-to-back, but also with the UK tour t-shirt as well that's available as well. So I tell you what, you're going to be surprised. Those books come August the 12th when we
Mate.
get down to Speedway Garage in Palmerston and represent in style, of course.
Yeah,
Wearing the
I
two
heard
t-shirts.
there's a couple of large sizes been ordered. Is that right?
Yeah, you're onto it, mate. You're onto it.
Well, there you go down the bottom there, two people. I just put a link down the bottom where you can read it. Merchpro.co.nz. They've got the UK shirts and the Asher shirts that'll support him as well for his trip. So if you want to donate that way by buying a shirt, I think some of the funds for that go towards Asher's trip and getting him over there. So we want to support that and do as much as you can, but don't forget, look, Murray said he's just started a drawing that he's going to have for auction as well, I'd say. Is that what he's saying? Oh, no.
Yep.
A drawing has started for the Ashathon. Just had to finish drawings for Asher's Nan. So your Nan must have ordered some drawings, mate.
I think he does quite often. She loves those drawings that he does. So, that's cool, and really appreciate whatever we can get, as in just positive, kind words. All that stuff means the world to me, you know, like, I'm probably one of the most hated people in the sport, but I've probably got a good fan base too. So, hey, at the end of the day, I'm not cocky. I'm humble, and I realise what I've achieved, but I can't do it without the support of all you guys. So, like, it is a huge thing to me.
Yeah, mate. I don't know if you'd call it cocky though, Kins. I mean, winners always have a air of confidence to them because that's why they win. You know, if you've not got a little bit of, hey, you're not going to win, mate. So I wouldn't call it cocky. I just say that's what the stuff is that makes people win. You know, you got to have that confidence to know you can go and do it.
Yeah, you do have to have that little bit of confidence, but I probably fill myself up with more doubt because I overthink things. I'm like you guys. I read into the comments, I read into the post, and that stuff that is negative does get to you. But I'm grateful that I have the supporters around those negative comments. To one negative, there's always 100 good ones, you know. So it does get to you. We're all humans, you know. We all got feelings, but some people just don't seem to register with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get that thing that seems to come along for some time now, and you call them, whatever you call them, keyboard warriors these days, you know. People just want to comment and have their 2 cents worth compared to the bigger picture, but you're always going to deal with it, you know, and it's just one of those bloody things. Look, what we're talking about here is focusing, as Booker has mentioned, helping 1NZ Asher get over to the World Stock Car Finals. We've got a big event, an auction, a fundraising night for the event on the 12th of August. This will be at Speedway Garage with you and the team there as well. Asher will be there, and the two of us, Booker and I, will be there as well. Plus, we're going to have our good friend Aaron Lewis coming along to join us and help us. We might even try and get our friend Steve Emmett, Dirt NZ, down there with us as well. So we're all going to be on board helping this young man get over to the UK and show them what Kiwis can really do on the track, and try and see how we go. But it's going to be a hell of a night, so put it in the calendar. August the 12th, I already know there's no All Black games, so you got no excuse about that.
Yeah.
You can just come along and spend your good time and goodwill and help get this young man over to the other side of the UK. It's not an easy feat, obviously, but you can give generously to the Give a Little page, so jump on there and support that way. Otherwise, Merch Pro, as you'll see in the website going across the bottom there, merchpro.co.nz, as it says, when you purchase this merch, profits towards helping Asher to the UK, so make sure you grab one, the UK Tour 2023 Asher Rees 1NZ. Like I said, the both of us will have them on us during the show. We'll get Asher to autograph maybe some of it. Booker and I might even do an autograph there. That's going to fetch a few $1 million. So we'll auction that all off.
See if I put my autograph on, it might devalue it. Hey, listen though, look, for those that can't make that that day and evening at the Speedway Garage on that date, be sure to tune in because we will be live. So if you wanted to bid on things that are going to come up for the auction, you can bid through the live stream that we're going to do, because we'll take note like we did at our Huntley one we did. So get your money ready, people, get your stuff ready, and we're going to have a great night. It's going to be awesome. There's going to be probably some silly antics going on too for donations. Me and Kins might do an arm wrestle, or I don't know, drink a Coke, something stupid, but it's gonna be a fun night and plenty of laughs. Yeah, you don't have to go just because it's a bar doesn't mean you have to come and drink. You just can come and have a Coke and support the cause and get this young man over there to represent us. I think he's a very good shot to make it happen for us. But yeah, so if you have any questions about it, put it up. We'll get them answered. But Asher, mate, there's a lot of accolades coming through for you here, young fella. What do we got here, kids? Mark Grover, I reckon you're the SVG of Superstocks, Asher. So there you go. They put you right up there with old Gizzy. Jacob Savily, I believe Asher is too good. Get one NZ 3 years in a row to break history. Huge fan. So there you go. How do you say that name, Kins? Del.
I can't see it.
Oh, you can't see it. Del Barrett
no.
Ticana, I think. Give it to them, bro. Ain't no one faster than 1NZK. David Thomas, the cream always rises to the top. Look at that, mate. You're just the people love you out there. So forget about the haters on Facebook. They're just a bunch of idiots. But mate, for you, yeah, for you, what age did you start, mate? You started in mini stocks.
Yeah, I started mini stocks. Obviously, did the 4 years or whatever was mandatory back then. The day I turned 16, we shot over to Wanganui with Pete's stock car and did 4 races that day and enjoyed every minute of it, eh?
That was the end of it, eh, mate? You couldn't stop from there.
Nah, definitely not. So poor old Pete, we built a new car that year and I was obviously still at school, so it was all on him and he built me probably a top car and it still is running to this day. It's running out of Humley at the moment and yeah, I had a lot of success on that.
Awesome.
You've had a lot of success in a lot of good cars over your years, whether it's been in the teams, when you take a look at a team's career as well, back in the days, compared to still now, Asher, you know, mate, it's part of the equipment. And we spoke with Ethan about this a little while back. If you get the good package about it, I know you guys love to sell it, the Rees chassis and the Hartley engine, the combination, but the both are used and what Dad has given to you. And it's a good old cliche saying it's in the blood. But, mate, you've done your hard work to get to where you are. And if you've got a good combination going, it's just see what happens, eh? Oh,
that's it. I think, to be fair, we sort of have to have a good combination because we build so many of them. So, like, eventually you'll get it right one day. If there was other builders out there doing this, what we do full time with working with their engine guys and whatnot, it would probably escalate to this for them as well. But there doesn't just seem to be that sort of market out there as anyone else is like trying to take on.
Look what you're leading to, Booker, just before I let you go into this. Turangi Kyle Winiart about bank accounts and so forth. Look, mate, go to the Kokpit page, go up the top there. We've pinned it to the top. There's that little give a little page if you want to give a bit of a donation through that as well. Needs to set up a sim box, charge them $5 a go. Proceeds towards the funds. That's from Mecca. Yeah, what better?
Well, we have to. We can't charge people to use the sim unless we have permission from the creator of the mod. Otherwise, we're stealing off him. So it is a good idea, Macca, and I would talk to Dude about that. He might be onto it, but we can't just go ahead and do that. I just want to do that because a lot of people said that to me. But out of respect to the people that make the mod, if they're not making money, we shouldn't be making money off it, you know. So that's something that we've got to respect for them as well. But hey, look, Asher, you raced your stock car, you raced your super stocks. The day your brother joined you on the track, how was that for you, mate?
Yeah, it was pretty surreal. Obviously racing with the old boy prior to him coming on, I had him in the mini stocks, but we were 2 little delinquents back then, sort of thought we knew everything. You know? But you earn the respect of a lot of guys when you're out there in the big leagues and actually battling it out together, you know. It actually makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah, mate, 100%. And you had
Dad put you in your place, though. You know, did Dad get the red bands behind the back of your ass and give it a bit of a boot and put you back in your place?
Oh, he always tried to. He never was able to quite catch us. We were quite quick back then when we were little. But he never really gave us a telling off in that respect of the mini stock grade or the stock car grade of beating them or whatever. We sort of had to fend for ourselves, which I think has made us who we are now.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah.
Mate, I know your brother ran around on the footy field as well, you know, back in the younger days. I'm not too sure if he still does it now, aside from the speedway. He's busy with family and business life now. We're going to talk about that with you. Was there anything else as a young kid that you took part in? Did you play anything aside from thinking you're going to do what you do now? But was there any other sporting code or anything else that Asher Rees was into?
I was into rugby when I was younger, had a few
Yeah.
head knocks, run into a few kids, and yeah, it just wasn't for me. And then just kept getting knocked out, so wasn't really the game for me. Yeah, I was more of a athletics, cross-country type runner.
Oh, wow.
I'm obviously quite short, but I don't know, gave me a bit of an edge, I think, and I was, go quite a while, you know.
Yeah, go the distance. So if you think like that cross country, the distance running compared to the 100-meter sprinters, does that kind of help you out in preparation when you're in a racing seat because you can go the distance and hold your own? Because I'll tell you what, once you're in the front, it's pretty bloody hard to catch you your way. We've seen that happen just recently. But trying to get your way through the field, we'll watch you over many races, Booker and I, especially when I take a look at their 240s, but how you've competed your way to battle your way through the cars. And before you know it, hey, Books, you're at the pointy end of the track. Is that something you've always had that competitive nature about you?
Oh, I'd say so. Definitely part of that competitiveness is you want to win. If you're going there and people are supporting you, sponsors, whatnot, you want to win. You want to do them proud. Plus, you got your family. You want to make them proud, and you know you got big boots to fill.
Yeah,
yeah. I suppose it has always been in my genes to try and be at the pointy end.
Yeah. What's it like though, mate? Put this into our perspective because I tell you what, we've seen the wing go down in front of you a couple of times recently, and all of a sudden you're still pedaling. You may even have a front bloody flat tire, but you're still right up there. You don't give up, you never stop. That's the problem with you.
Oh, the cars and the motors and everything else around us is sort of built to carry on, and if it still runs and still goes forward, then I've still got to keep driving. It doesn't matter if it's got 3 flatties or 1 flat or wing hanging off. You got to get it home if you want to have any shot at winning anything.
Yeah, I've seen it. What you know that NZ's that this year or just gone that you got you back to back with. That first heat, you went up the wall in that first corner push, and you end up way back and the car's down. What goes through your mind, mate? How hard did you think I've got to push hard? What do I do? Or what sort of goes through your head at that moment?
Right at that moment when it popped off the wall, I knew I was in trouble because I could see the wheel wasn't turning. So I was like, I've just got to go. And right then I decided to go like just out of control as fast as I could. But when the wheel wasn't turning, it wasn't actually helping. So I had to breathe for a second and then just slow down and actually went square into the corner and made it quicker, you know. So there was that element of panic, but you got to get past that and just slow yourself down.
And when I spoke to you down there about it. So a lot of people probably don't know, but when you got back in after that race, you had a lot of support, mate, that calmed you down. Is that right? To sort of.
Yeah, I had heaps of people come over, and my brother-in-law and father-in-law and everyone was there, you know. We were straightening things, getting things back on the car. Then throughout the night, we obviously had other issues that we didn't see from that first race incident that caused gremlins all night. Like the whole second race, I had no brakes and flat right front when we went to go out for the race. Yeah, there's a whole group of people around me, and they just got me back on level ground. Because when I come in, I was just thinking I've got to go like a madman to get home.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do that in every situation. You got to pace yourself and make your moves count. And then you got to think about that outside flat tire rule. You can't go leaning on everyone out of control.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it was very impressive to watch and well done. I mean, we spoke before the meeting about you were expecting someone to do a pot shot at you, but it didn't come. You must have been quite surprised by the end of the night that no one actually had that big dive or dig or wanted to have that hero moment to stop you.
Yeah, I was surprised, but then again, like the circumstances of the event had changed. You know, we'd had a rain out and we'd travelled around the country with rainouts all year. Everyone's perspective of that whole event, I think, changed. We all just went there to get it over with. I think it had dragged on too long, As much as it was a good event, it was just that time frame of how much longer can we drag this on?
I think the only pot shot that really came that was really, really close was that runoff. Josh Prentice thought he was going to get you on 2 and 3, and right in front of where we were up in the grandstand A box, he thought, give it one shot. That was his only opportunity, mate, because you pretty well was gone. He was playing catch up, and I don't think out of respect towards you, I know that your dad and his dad were standing next to each other as well and looking at each other and watching you two race against each other. But mate, he nearly got you.
Yeah, if he had a Nissan, he would have got me, but he only had a little.
But the proudest moment though is when the two dads are up there, shake each other, and a credit is what happens out there on the track between the two boys. That's what friendships and what Speedway is all about. It's that network side of things. That we've joking about this, and Josh is like a third brother to you and everything. And to have Ethan, Josh, and yourself on there, it's like a movie script, honestly.
It was unreal to share the podium with them. The time in Rotorua was shared with Rees Race Cars, Jason Long and Mitch Vickery. It was an honour for us as a business, like Rees Race Cars. That was huge for us. And then to go and do it again 2 years later with family, that was just unreal. And I don't think I'll ever have a moment like that again where you just cherish it. You dream about it as mates, as brothers, whatever, to share that podium. But to do it was just on another level.
So you talk about that share of the podium. Didn't there a time when the three of you, Dad, you and Ethan, got a podium together? Where was that? Wanganui, was it?
Yeah, Wanganui, North Islands, I think.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3. That was pretty cool. Didn't expect that. I went into that last heat. I think I was 6th or 7th on points. I was down out of all of us. And then I managed to win that final heat, which gave me the top step, and they had a runoff. So,
that's history, isn't it?
Dad must have been pretty. Oh, sorry, Kins, go.
That's history. What you're talking about there, with Dad and two sons on the podium at a championship of significance, being the North Islands, that will never be replicated. If I think about it,
I don't think so, unless the Joblins manage to work together at a meeting and get there, but they've probably been the only other family close enough to do that,
Okay.
They must have made Dad pretty proud that night, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, like I said before, he's trying to get blood out of a rock. But yeah, I'm picturing that he was proud. He probably wanted to win the runoff, but it is what it is.
Mate, let's focus a little bit on teams racing. You've done a fair bit of teams racing in your young career, and you're one man that doesn't hold back. You put the bumper to use, and when you need to run, you just put the foot down and go. The foot's just flat. We've heard that car going flat out all the time. Mate, teams racing, you live for it. You're no different to your dad and your brother, but you live for it and you love teams.
Yeah, I live for it and I love it, but it's something you'll never experience unless you've actually done it. I think it's probably the biggest holder of me in the sport is that teams racing side of it. I love the individual side, but going out there knowing 4 guys are gunning for you and then 4 guys are helping you, you can't beat it. With 3 other guys are helping you, you can't beat it. And it's probably the thing that'll end my racing, because I'm, like you said before, I'm hammered down, full out, but that's how it is, and that's what I love doing.
So talking about teams, everybody's asking the question here, so we might as well ask you, Kiki again this year?
Yep. Kiki another year.
Yeah. So there's nothing in the future that sees you going to become a Gisborne on the car at this stage?
Not at this stage. There's a lot of rumours going around, obviously. They seem to, I was going to Nelson at one point. That was amazing when I heard that.
Oh.
But, yeah, I don't know. I'm quite happy with what we're doing. It is hard work, but so is every team. You can't win everything and you can't dominate, but what we're doing is going to work.
So
let's go back a few years, Asher, with your teens career, because you're alongside and you had to compete against your dads. You know what I'm talking about here, way back in the day. You're along with young Jack, and then of course Dad and Scott
Yeah.
Jack Steele was in the
Mustangs,
other
yeah.
team, you know, Mustang Panthers thing, and to see that kind of unfold all those years gone by, you know, you would never ever pitch that at a teams event like Palmy, because Palmy brings it all out of individual teams. Anything is possible. Anything can turn upside down. Excuse the pun in that regards, but you know,
Yeah.
but to have that significance of the sons versus the dads, how cool was that back in the days?
It was unreal purely because
Yeah.
the Mustangs didn't actually expect, I don't think, to go as far as we did. We're a new green team, you know. We had a couple of older guys in there that were our guides, and then me and Jack just sort of burst into the scene, and we sort of had a good race against the Busters in that semi. I still remember that race. It was sort of hammer down and don't look back, and then to be faced with that opportunity to give your old boy a good one was pretty cool. That one that he got me, I think, and stuck him up the wall, and then I got him, and it was one of those real David and Goliath battles, and obviously that won, but we learned so much from that, and I think that's formed who we are now.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of talk around that, obviously, for many good reasons, especially when you were racing out of Palmy and what that real strong Panthers team looked like after winning back-to-back titles. And with you two young fellas coming on through in the mold of the development of the young sons coming through, you thought to yourself, well, here we go. This is going to be another roll-on effect for the Panthers because the future would look bright. But obviously things changed here. But, mate, that's something, you know, I've always got on my mind, seeing these two young fellas up against your dads. And I've always thought about that event and think to myself, don't know, you know, it's just unbelievable, that to have that, put the old fella up the wall.
Yeah, that's it. You know, I don't think it'll be repeated like that on that level again. Obviously, Pete and myself always face off, and so do Ethan when we come against each other. But at the end of the day, everyone goes on about, they held back. There's no hold bar. You're in it to win it, you know? Like, doesn't matter who they are. If you're in a different coloured team, it's game on.
Yeah. Dad said it to us in Auckland just recently when he was pushing Ethan. He thought you were still a lap down, and all of a sudden he just drove around. But he was just focusing on getting Ethan home because he thought you were still in the lap ahead just to get him over home. But he forgot about you. But some people go on there, like we said at the start of the show, put their little bloody 2 cents worth on bloody Facebook and everything. But it's just the reality of it, you know. You just get out there and do it. Harley, Rob, he had to throw a question in there, mate. 2019 team, still your favourite year, though? 2019, still your favourite year?
2019. Did we win that year, the Glen Eagles? I can't remember.
Yeah, that was the Eagles one, he's talking about. Yeah.
Oh, hey, winning that event was a childhood dream. So to win it in the first year with those Eagles, and the team that we brought up was very green, as in not done a lot of racing together, and it was a great learning experience for us, and I loved it. Like, it was one of the probably best teams I've been a part of in the atmosphere side of it. And it was a good year.
Yeah, and to see what they've achieved too at the recent event as well. You know, we caught it with Harley, Scotty Tennant, Malcolm come and joined us. The celebration of
from the pub.
Books from the pub. But you know, Malcolm put so much into that team, obviously, of 2019. Look what they achieved. Harley does say, good luck, bro, in the UK. Give them some Kiwi bumper. Don't give him your bloody SpongeBob thing too, Harley. He doesn't want that stinky bloody thing.
Hey, so you decided to dabble there for a bit because you had that injury where you had that big hit, and I think from what I heard, that hit knocked you back a bit confidence as well, and you went and tried saloon cars.
Yeah, that was a big, I suppose, dent in the personality of who I was at the time. I didn't want to become a paraplegic, is what I was told. I didn't want to be that person. I wanted to just have a life, you know. I wanted to have a family, be able to pick my kids up and stuff. And so we gave that saloon car deal a go, and hey, it was really enjoyable. I loved it. I just think, or everyone I talked to had outdriven the car, and still had the Super Sim at Pete's, and I really just needed to get rid of that or race it. So the opportunity came to sell the saloon and go racing in supers again.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to go back to supers, though, mate? Because there must have been that in the back of your mind. The reason that you gave up was because you didn't want to, like you say, paraplegic. What was that? What made that decision? Say to yourself, you know, hey, look, I think I'm right now. I can go. You know, what was the process around all that, mate?
It was more or less just in my mind saying that I was gonna give it everything I had, and I was happy at that. You know, like I don't think I could have not come back to it and just been happy in life. Like I would have had those late life regrets. You know.
Mm.
Yeah.
I remember watching you race down at the Palmy Tents because you used to have the BK series down there during the actual event, and you had the old 126 going hard out in the saloon. Had a few mishaps here and there, but that's just part of bloody racing. Anyone who gets out there on the dirt oval, and it all happens. But you're loving your time now in the super stocks. Everyone's enjoyed it, and if you do want to enjoy a night, put it in the calendar. We'd love to see you there. 12th of August, Speedway Garage, Palmerston. Come along and be part of the fun. It all gets underway from 3 o'clock that afternoon. We'll be auctioneering off a lot as well. You can also support through merchpro.co.nz, T-shirts, Asher Rees UK Tour 2023, but also the back-to-back champion shirts with the UK stuff. The money will be going towards the profits, will be going towards helping Asher get to the UK. Also, the Give a Little page, it's pinned at the top of the Kokpit Media and Racing page. So help out that way as well. And like Booker said, we'll be live down there on the 12th, and you can put your bids on through the live auction as well. So whether you're there in person, it'll be great to see you. And you can even jump online as well. More information to come to hand as we get closer to the event. So just remember, 12th of August, down near Palmerston.
Yeah, come join us. Come join us for some fun. It's going to be a huge night. Hey, so family life, mate. Becoming a dad, everybody was anticipating Asher to be at teams one year, but he didn't go because he was having his baby. How's that changed your life, mate? How's that made you like? For me, when I first had my first kid, it made my perspective on life and how I do things change completely. What was it like for you, mate? Did that sort of, you know?
Yeah, the exact same thing. Like you see that little human that you made, and you're like, oh, life just changes. Like it gives you a whole new meaning of love. Like I thought I loved Speedway, but I don't think I could love Speedway as much as I love this little baby, you know. Just changes the whole perspective of everything you do. Like I also have 2 stepkids, and when I got with my partner, it was a big thing to just spend time with them, go do stuff on the weekends, you know, enjoy life outside of Speedway, because there is more to it than Speedway for me.
Yeah. And those stepkids are just as important, aren't they, mate, in your life as your real kids?
Oh, 100%. I don't love them any less than I love my own, and I'd do anything for them, and they know that.
Yeah, mate. You know, kids is what it's all about, you know. And when you take a look at what you just said and what Booker said as well, I know I've been through it, and sitting there, then of course walking out and then seeing my grandson arrive as well is just as special. So it's just showing my
wait till you get to that stage, mate, when it's grandkids time. you think your heart drops and your thoughts on life change for just kids, mate. When grandkids come along, it's another level, I tell you. Hey, kids.
Mate, you get a bit like this, you get a bit grey because it's out a lot more. I know
getting grey.
Yeah, I've got this on. There's been a lot of questions asked about whether or not I'm going to shave this off. And look, if it comes to the right moment, I know Booker and I have spoken about doing some silly antics in regards to the fundraiser. I'm up for it.
If the money's good enough, if someone puts the big enough money up, Kins might shave the beard off for Ash's trip.
I'll shave it off.
Hey?
I'll do it.
Hey, we might have to get Mike Mack down there too. I remember we convinced Mike Mack to shave his beard off for Gumboot Friday.
He's having a bloody good time in the UK, Mike and his family. He's living it up over there.
Yeah. Hey, look, Charlie Swarter is watching.
Yeah.
He's got, whose car is he using? Do we know?
That's yet to be confirmed. Got to wait for a couple. They got their semi-finals at the end of the month, start of next month. So we just got to wait for them to let me know on that front.
Oh, okay, cool. So you're still waiting for the car choice, but that's okay. I'm sure it'll be right up there, and there's plenty of people over there that'll help you get it right. So that's
Charlie,
awesome,
mate. He's going to use your car. You got to look for another
one.
Yeah. Here you go, Charlie. He's going to use your car. Here you go. No, just joking, mate. Jacob, I just went on Merch Pro, bought one of every Asher's hoodie. Hope that helps you out, Asher, mate. Huge fan. Can't wait to see the new season. So there you go.
Shit, that's unreal. Thanks for that. I truly appreciate that sort of stuff. You know, it doesn't matter if it's $1 or $5 or $500. It all helps. So just thanks.
Someone's just
Right.
put up 500 for
I
Kins
see
to
this-
shave his beard. Got to keep going, people.
Done. That's a good start and a good bit of 500. Yeah, done, mate. You're on, Carl. You're on, bloody. Actually, Carl, we're going to have to get you on the show sometime soon because I know you got a lot happening in your world of Speedway. So we'll get you on the show. But they're $500. Done. That's a good start. I'll bloody do it now.
I turned the mic
Bloody-
down a bit, Debbie, but it's more normally that I am quite loud. I'm a loud person. So it's probably more. There we go.
Scott Honeybone asking a question, Asher. Maybe you, your bro, and Dad should head to South, 16th, 7th of February, South Island Superstock Champs. Could be a big weekend in Christchurch. Hard to say it.
I've been in contact with Steve Lennon, the promotions there, and with the 1NZ, I want to try and get down there and do some meetings with it, but it's just this ferry and it's diabolical at the moment trying to get on, and just it's a lot of money to just outlay to go down for a rain out or the boat breaks down or something, you know. So, hey, if the stars align, it'll happen for a meeting. I really do want to go down and have a skid there. So, yeah, hey, all going well, you might see me down there.
Hey, talking to South Island, that we brought that up too. Just to reiterate too, Pete joined us last week and he made the breaking news on the show that the South Island Tour for the upcoming Speedway season is not going to be going ahead due to do with obviously a lot of dates all clashing and so forth. So he's going to be proactive and go forward and see what dates are available for the following season when they'll do the Rees Tour down south. So just another follow-up for those to reiterate. I've seen everyone sharing the comments after his comment, but yeah, definitely not on for the upcoming season. Carl Carpenter, our top man. I'll be the Ask Asher if he would love to have a skid in his TQ. Carl Carpenter. So there you go. Carl's going to be there, mate. So if he comes up with their money, and I'll shave my beard off. So yeah, maybe an offer for you, Asher, to have a go at his bloody TQ. We'll see what happens.
No, that sounds dangerous.
Yeah, well, someone's just put up Kins 500 for me to shave mine off. I don't know about this. What's happening here? Holy heck! Anyway, Miani's opening. You coming through, Asher? I hear Dad's going to come through for Miani's opening.
Yeah, I guess if everything works out work-wise, obviously taking 3 weeks off to go overseas isn't going to help the workload. But if everything does help work out, of course we'll be there. We'll be doing some meetings, travelling, and trying to get as many laps in as we can at that Napier track. We haven't been there for a few years.
Yeah.
Yes,
Look,
yes.
mate, I know you're busy alongside with Dad building race cars, everyone else's race car, but where the hell do you find time? Your dad, little and Ethan's one. Where do you make time to build a car? Because I think Dad said from memory, it's pretty well just going to roll out as ready as it's going to go. And I think there was like 3 meetings he had planned to do. I know Miani was one, Gizzy, maybe Wanganui they were invited to as well, something like that. But mate, you guys are just so busy in the shed.
Oh, that's it. I kept my car from this season just been, so mine's all done and it's on the shelf, just waiting to go. I guess I'm waiting for some shocks we're trying and just little things like that. Ethan's car's still in the trailer from Huntley. He hasn't even touched it yet, so we better get into that. And Pete's, yeah, he's halfway through his new build with his car, so yeah, it is hard to find time to do your own stuff or be motivated, especially when you do it all day. But once you get going, you're away, you know. You make time and you make it work.
Look, I asked you earlier in the piece, Asher, and you played a bit of rugby, took a few head knocks here and there, and decided to jump behind the wheel and do something, obviously, what's in the family. Is there anything else that Asher Rees does aside from, actually, do you have time to do anything else? Is there, like some of the race car drivers I've spoken to, may go to the gym and play with weights, some may go for mountain bike riding, some may go hit the surf or something. Is there anything that you do that takes you away from what you normally do on a day-to-day life?
Oh, not really. During the winter or the weekends are filled with kids' sports, you know. So the 2 older kids do soccer and hockey, and that keeps us busy Saturdays, Sundays. So yeah, you make time for all that and make time for little bubs running around, tearing the place apart. But you just, you work and you go home and you enjoy your time at home.
Yeah. Family time. Debbie Simpson, any chance you may race a meeting or 2 down in Wellington?
Oh, wouldn't say never. It's just more or less trying to get the right time, you know. Everything's so clustered during the seasons. Obviously, it might get better this year coming off a normal season. So, yeah, maybe.
That track is a fast track now. I went down for their big meeting. What was that meeting I went down there for? The
Superstock stock car one,
the big
big one,
Superstock,
put on by
big money
Levines,
meeting or
yeah.
whatever. I think Jaden won
Yeah.
it. But that
Yeah.
track's become so fast with that banking on it now.
They've got a lot of drive in it, and they've got a little bit of banking in there, so you can just pitch it in and hold on, like wind the cars up.
Mate, it was. I mean, the last time I was at Wellington Speedway, I was working on Graham Ward's car. So
Many moons ago.
that's how long that was. It was. He couldn't get his car to run right in the first race, so I went down in the pits and tuned it for him, and he came out won the second. So I felt pretty cool about that. But yeah, it was. That's how long ago. And then when I got there, I couldn't believe how much that track had changed. Yeah. Speaking of tracks, what's your favourite track, mate?
I'd probably have to say Rotorua.
I knew he was going to say it.
So
I knew
many
he was
people
going to
love
say
eh?
it.
What is it about that
Why?
track, mate?
Why? Yeah.
I think it's a real driver's track. You got to really be keen to push the limits for that. You got to run it in deep, and if you can gain a car length on corner entry, you can gain 3 on the way out. You got to really drive hard, and I love that.
Yeah. You got a bogey track, mate?
Yeah.
Bogey track would probably be. I probably, to be fair, don't have any yet.
Yeah.
Yes, you can watch it from the start later on, Steve-O. This will be up on the Kokpit page. You can watch it right from the start.
And you should be able to rewind it too. I've set it so you can rewind it from here if you don't want to watch it live, but it does come back up. It does come back up to rewatch on our Facebook and our YouTube. So yes, you can. It's amazing how many drivers tell us that Rotorua is their favourite track. Actually, it's must be a real credit to their, because I suppose it's not just a track, is it? Is it the whole package there that makes it interesting too?
Yeah, I find it's more or less about the crowd too, and like when you go up and watch a race, you stand right on that start line. It's unreal to hear that, and there's not a place that you can't see the racing at that track. So I think it's just a whole package deal for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone we speak to, just 99.9% of the time you're asking your favorite track. Guarantee it. And I knew you were going to say Rotorua. If I put $1 on for every driver we've spoken to, mate, you would have been over the UK the way we've been going, talking to drivers that love Rotorua. But yes, that's just unreal. It's unreal. Michael Beaumont, Auckland. Yeah. Carry on, Books.
I just want to say, look, I'm going to go back a few haircuts now, but when it all burst, the bubble at Palmy, and the Rees left Palmerston North to do their own thing, I think that was the best thing for our sport that ever happened. Because what it did, it took away, so I'm taking my hat off to you guys, the Reesers, the Alliers, because I think it created this, it took away this dominance of one track around the country at big events. And it made a lot of people shift alliances and a lot of people move. There was and for the spectator, it was fantastic because there was this rivalry and I suppose a little bit of hatred between drivers and stuff, and it really caused this, and it got the fans up, and I think it brought back a lot of passion back into our sport and changed it for the better. So I think that you should know, even though you had all the hatred or whatever you had over the years from that decision that you guys made, I'd like you to know that I think, myself personally, that it was the best thing that happened to the sport because it changed the whole dynamics of everything, mate. And I think well done to you guys for doing it, and even yourself, Asher, you splitting off as well to a different track to what your dad and that does, and I think that develops another dynamic for our sport because people, if it comes to a teams race and you've got Asher versus Ethan and Pete, they love it. The crowd love it. Yeah. And they respect all three of you, but they love it. They want to see what's going to happen. Who's going to get the better? Who's going to get the better of the brother or the father or whatever? So, mate, well done to all of you for doing that. I think it was a great move for our sport.
No, I have many people come up to me and say it changed what they thought of the sport totally in the respect they were enjoying it again. It created diversity. It created 10 teams out of the 13 to have a different drive from a different club because they were I don't know, just wanted to change, wanted something different, and wanted to explore the speedo world. You don't have to be tied down anywhere, you know.
Well, I mean, I remember sitting at the New Zealand Champs the last time it was a Miani, and no disrespect to Shane Penn who won it, but that was the boringest final I've ever watched in my life.
Yep.
Like, seriously, that was probably the worst NZ final I've ever seen. And it was all based because most of the finalists were all Palmy cars.
Yeah.
So there was no,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Now, I mean, you look at the 240s. The action of that final race of those two, I don't know how you guys do it. Honestly, that was my first experience of the 240s this year. I've never been before. I've been to Rotorua plenty of times. I've watched it, but being there this year, watching you drivers go into that first corner in those final three races, and mate, I tell you, you talk about being barred up. I tell you, that was some hell of a sport to watch on that Rotorua 240s. So you guys have got some bloody balls going on that track, I tell you. And that's the sort of finals that we're starting to see again in these big events because of that situation.
Yeah, and that's what creates exciting times for the sport and great things to come. If it was all just stuck in the same wave of how it was, it would be a pretty boring sport, and I don't think we'd have many spectators, you know, that are excited about it.
Well, it creates fanfare as well. Look what's happened over in Gisborne as an example. The growth of the superstock class over there with the development team at Huntley recently, what your dad and brothers done over there, because Gisborne were just sitting there dwindling away doing basically nothing. You hardly saw them back at a Palmy Teams event back from way back in the 90s. They were strong back in the day. But now that's happened. You going to Kiki has bought a busload, literally a busload of fans, and Ewan and all his team and all your mates there done their work, whether it's Sparky dressed up as Elvis, but you've created a fanfare compared to what's been over the years gone by. And I'm just using the Palmy event. What you've created is a whole lot of following, which is good. It's no different to what Booker said. So a lot of accolades have gone out to the Rees family to do what you do. And it's about branching out the sport, you know. And the other big thing too of the recent teams was having the Wanderers back. It took a fair bit to get them back, and they've just had their recent prize giving over the weekend. Well done, Nance, for emceeing and to everyone who picked up the accolades there. But also the other big one was having the Poms back after COVID, which was cool. The next big thing to come along will be one day, hopefully sometime soon, we'll get the Nelson Tigers back, you know, and that will be just a fitting thing of what Palmy loves about the team.
So when are you bringing that thing back, Ash? We heard you starting for Nelson.
yeah, I heard that too, and I was quite surprised.
I saw Jason Gutteridge put up a post there before, said he heard you were racing a mini stock out of Nelson next year.
Yeah, I saw that.
At least I'd fit in one, Jace.
mate, Turangi Kyle Winiata, who's your toughest opponent? That's a hard question, eh?
Toughest opponent? Oh, there's that many of them out there.
Yeah.
To be fair, anyone that gives it a go and's got the balls to do it, you know? You can't take away from anyone who gives it a go to try and stop you or be consistent with you, you know? It's a big ask.
So it's not about holding a grudge anymore, is it? It's if they can get you, you think that's fair shot, fair game, you're on the track, then good luck.
Fair game, fair shot, it's all go. That's what it's about, but just know that it comes back with interest, you know? Like, we're not about tiddlywinks here. We've got toys that can really drive into each other, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's
Best
awesome.
action was Asher and Boot. Everyone's reminiscing on the Asher and Craig Boot time.
Oh, and Napier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shot my shot a bit early there and went in the second heat, so he made me pay for it in the third heat in turn one. that was a good shot.
Do you get if you're sitting up there watching other teams races, do you get nervous for your old man and your brother watching them?
Oh, not so much the brother, it's the old man. Like, he's getting on, he's done it 25 odd years, however long he's done it, you know, and I don't know why he seems to put himself in the predicament where he gets cleaned up most often. So it is one of those things you do panic about, but we all take the same risk when we go out that gate. So we all know in ourselves that that's the calculated risk we take.
That hit he took in Huntley this year from the young James boy, holy smokes. Me and Kins were just like, what the?
Yeah, it was
felt it too,
definitely
eh?
good. It took a second or two to get to turn 4 where I was standing. The crack of it, it was quite loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was, mate. So, hey, now speaking of that weekend, people, before we finish up with Asher, we will be doing our auction again, as well as for Asher, but we've got the other one the night before the Pollock Teams event in Huntley. That was a good night. You were there for that night too, Asher. That was a good night, eh? We did there for that auction night.
Yeah, that was really good, and it was quite a good thing to make it a 2-night deal without the racing. It's quite good to get up there and be prepared for the next day. And you guys did a great job, and everything that was donated was just unreal. And yeah, it was all for a great cause.
Yeah, it was, mate. So there's a question for you as well. After you've done with your super stocks, would you go back to saloons, or once you're done with super stocks, that's it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably just be quite content with just bowing out, and I've had a career that most people only dream of, and I'm honoured to have it. So yeah, I'd happily just disappear into the darkness.
Or be a father with a mini stock kid?
Oh no, definitely not.
You know though, Asher, that's going to happen, eh? You know it's going to happen.
Oh, her uncle Ethan can take her then, as I'm not.
Wicked.
Do you think you'd be too stressed watching your kids out there on the track, mate?
Oh, I've already got Graves now, and she's only just started to run round. It'd be too much stress.
You got a lot. You're going to see a lot over the next few years, but you've enjoyed it. Look, we've enjoyed talking to you tonight, Asher. I know it's been a lot going on with you today, and heaps more to go, obviously, to get you over to the UK. So I know Ewan's hanging around there. Thanks, Ewan, mate, for having Asher come in and have a chat. And we'll be doing what we need to do to promote the whole gig coming up on the 12th of August at Speedway Garage, but also to give a little page, Merch Pro, get some of the merch as well. Asher will catch up and see you in person on the 12th, but no doubt we'll catch up maybe the Wednesday prior to the fundraiser night, do another chat with yourself and Ewan just to see how it's trucking along. And thank you, bro. Thanks for joining us, and take care, and yeah, see you around.
No, thank you for doing all this, and being a part of it. It's just unreal to have the support. Cheers again.
Cheers,
Awesome.
mate. Have a good one, eh?
You too, eh?
Thanks, Asher.
Thanks, Ash.
Oh, there you
There
go,
we
kids.
Current.
The talented young man's going to go a long way, and he's very humble. I think he's becoming a very good young man there.
What life does when you have a child and stepkids as well, it really puts your head in balance. We know what he can do in a race car and on the track. We know that everyone's seen that, and there's a lot going on to try and get him over to the World Stock Car Finals over in the UK. Thank you to everyone that's had a few comments to come in. Unfortunately, we couldn't get through to a lot of yous, but the honest truth is it was bloody tough. Because out of the blue during this whole thing, and I didn't mean to be rude through it, I had this whole new security thing come up on my Facebook page to authentication side of things. So I was trying to deal with that. So I do apologize if I never got to a lot of your questions. A lot of the stuff that I have open that kind of gets me to communicate with it, it all had this authentication thing. So it threw me a bit off skew. So I had to try and be as professional as I could and carry on do it. But, it's all about that young man, and yeah, so it's all goes. So, okay, Sweet Pioneers pretty much. Yeah, so we've got plenty going on there. Yeah, it looks like the bed's going to come off on the 12th. I saw someone put up a comment about waxing eyebrows. I might not go that far, but the bed is enough, I think, and I'll still survive when I get home and see my wife and I get back from Palmerston. Because from Palmerston, I've got to head through to Hamilton to watch the grandson play at a junior rugby festival. So I'll be hitting and leaving the road.
It might be interesting for me too, kids, because someone put up there for me to shave my goatee off. I've had this since I was 15 years old. So it hasn't been off. I haven't been without a goatee since I was 15 years old, and I'm over 50 now. So it's I don't know, far out, $500. We'll see.
I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting 500 to kick that off, but since you've done it and it's going to a good cause, and Ash has been a true gentleman to join us tonight, and we have fun talking always when we catch up with Ethan and Pete as well. And look, it was close to not doing a show tonight, but we got there in the end, and we did the show, and we're back again on Sunday. Booker's rolling out, commentating the next round of our Capital Cars, RC Cars E-Series, so looking forward to that. I understand, are we at Palmerston North?
I think we are at Palmy. Yeah. Palmerston North.
It's online. Yeah. So we're there, and heats going on. So plenty going on. The heats going on. Get out and support Asher. Give a little page, like I say, Kokpit page. But otherwise, everyone out there, enjoy. What are you laughing? I can't see comments, so I don't know.
Old Abs, Books, you should shave your head for the 12th. I think it's a bit late.
I could try.
Oh, no, we can't do that to Kinsby.
That's why I've got a hat on. I haven't had a chance to get a bloody haircut. Tomorrow, mate, I got rugby prize giving to do on Friday. Then I got my mother-in-law's 70th birthday on Saturday, so I got a few bit on. But we'll get down there. But thank you to everyone who's been sharing comments. Again, I do apologise I couldn't get to a lot of them with a few things going on. But like I say, take care. Enjoy your Wednesday.
Yeah, take care, everyone. We'll see you on Sunday
night.
Booker
on Sunday. Yeah.
100%.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Looking car in it going through the corner.
Welcome along, everyone. What was it like, that experience jumping into your first race?
It's been my life ever since I can remember.
Look, it really was unbelievable.
I think it's awesome.
Just go out there and give it your every time. And
when you're young and you get in your old man superstock and you wreck it, I mean, it's pretty cool.
Craig Booker with the big smile. He is the voice that's behind what you get to hear every Sunday night.
Give it the hoot, Daddy. Look at that field. Doesn't it look fantastic?